Hey there everyone, this is Cloudchief, and well, before I get into my unplugged video for the day, I just want to introduce you to my new family member, Perrin. We got him last Saturday. It's Thursday of the following week, so he's been with us for 5 days now. Hey there, buddy. And he's been quite a joy. We definitely enjoy this little fluff ball. And I just wanted to give a little quick introduction and, show him off. So, yeah. He's a little sleepy right now. So, but let's get into the video. Okay, so for today's video topic, I wanted to kind of talk about partying and PLing and that type of thing. Trying to think where would be a good place to start. PLing, it's kind of like completely shifted. Like back in the day, I particularly didn't really like ever PLing. I've always liked, earning your levels and everything. I get satisfaction in actually doing something myself. But I wouldn't have been opposed to it. Back in the day, PLing was typically you would have your normal party setup that would be doing your typical party stuff, and then you would have a higher level healer of some type. They didn't even need to be a healer, like Paladin could do it, but someone who could, cast cure spells, and they would just cast heals on the party. And, and also a lot of times they would want the PLer to pull hate because, they're higher level, the mob's gonna do little if basically no damage. And it just made it easier for the party because they can just focus on doing damage, and you don't have to really worry about heals or tanking. And if someone brought a PL back in the day for partying, I didn't really care, but I didn't really prefer it. Heck, I remember even being in Dunes, and I was like the designated war who was going to be tanking for Voking. And I remember being in a party and someone brought a PL, and they were yelling at me on war, being like, "Oh, well, let the PL tank." And I'm like, "No, I'm supposed to be the actual tank of the party. I'm gonna actually try and hold hate, as that's what I want to do." I'm like, that's gonna increase my experience and skill level of doing it. Well, they kept getting upset, so I was just like, well, I'm going to leave the party. And they were actually calling me, well, you're an idiot because you're now actually leaving and throwing away experience. I'm like, I can get experience. I'm not worried about it. I'm like, I don't need to be in a party that doesn't want me to actually perform my job. So that's just, kind of my thoughts. But, if someone brought a PL back in the day, I didn't really care. I just didn't really prefer it, and I would have never personally brought one. And nowadays, what is it? Since you now have trusts, you don't have to worry about getting a party set up, and trusts are pretty strong just because whatever level you summon them as, that's what level they're at, and they're gonna have, all cap skills, so you don't even if you're under skilled cap, they're going to be cap skills, so they're typically going to perform quite well, and, once you level up, you just resummon them, and now their skills are magically capped again. Trusts kind of, overperform on what a typical party member would back in the day. Now, once you're at, level 119, because I don't even all gear at this point, its top end gear is just 119. You can't get trusts higher than that. So there is a cap on trust. They'll only go so strong, but plus you're limited by their AI. But nowadays, what is it? I see shouts for people trying to sell PL services or asking to be PL'd, and of course they're gonna be either charging or trying to pay money to be PL'd, and it's kind of like, I don't really get it, because you can level so fast nowadays. I can take on my main, at this point I have everything leveled, I think, but Puppet Master. Yeah, everything's 99 but Puppet Master, but in about 4 hours time, if I'm using XP bands, I could have a job from basically low level to high level. And granted, I do have XP bonuses. You know, I have 6 trusts, which is going to help. I know you can get increased XP bonuses by completing Rhapsody missions. So, I mean, it is going to be faster than a brand new job. Once you've gone through and you have some of these things, you have like I know there's a clock you can put in your Mog house and give you the Mog enhancement that'll give you increased XP. So there's multiple things you can do so you're getting more XP. And once you have all them, it goes relatively fast. I don't really see why all these people shout for PLs, because I just see it being faster overall. People will be like, oh, well, I don't have to do anything then. I have to sit there. Well, you're paying someone money. Some of these people charge like 2 million from going from like 1 to 50 or 50 to 99 or whatever. I don't know what the price rates are, and obviously people charge different rates, but they'll charge several mil for that. So you have to still take time to farm that, unless you're actually guild buying, at which point you still have to earn that money somehow, and that's still time that you're putting into at least something else. And I just don't really see why it's so prevalent. I mean, I can see some people doing it. I'm sure there's like some mercenaries out there that are, charging ridiculous amounts of money and people are paying it. And I'm talking other merc services, like selling high-end gear, like, I don't know, Omen gear, selling it for 30, 50 mil. And if they just have more money than they know what to do with, they could be like, oh, I don't care, and just want to get a job leveled. But I mean, I just don't see why so many people, actually shout and want to be PL'd. You can get XP so fast nowadays. I really don't see what the point is. And it's just kind of interesting to see, this evolution, because I mean, I'm constantly seeing shouts, and I also find it kind of crazy that you'll have. It's one thing if I see someone shouting who wants to be PL'd, asking for a mercenary. What I don't get is actually seeing these mercenaries like spam shouts, basically being like, do you need a PL? It's like shouting that you're offering a service and looking for people that want to actually pay you money. It's like, I don't know, those are the type of people that I'll typically like B-list, because it's like, I don't want to see you just spamming shouts, not to mention if you're advocating for that, because if you're actually having people just literally, oh, now you're magically 99, there is, something that you gain, there's experience, and you can typically be in situations where you're going to learn your job a little bit better. I know some people I've seen, they'll try and actually just like engage on the mob and then let their trusts try and do all the work. And I mean, you can do that, and then if you're doing that, essentially your trusts are PLing you, and you just need to be like somewhat active so you're engaging on the mob, as opposed to just having sit there. But it's like, I don't get the point of just so many people. Basically, they just want to reach an end goal and don't even want to play the game. I mean, I personally have always enjoyed leveling. It's like, every time you get a level, it's actually, satisfaction. I mean, back in the day, it was actually a lot of effort just to get one level after you got to a certain point. Once you got to about 20, and even once you got over 50, getting a single level was a lot of work. And I mean, like, no other game have I seen where you'll get levels where people will actually be like, congratulations, and actually mean it, meaning like, congratulations on reaching the next level. That was a decent amount of work put in. And I mean, that's back when XP was capped at, 200 XP per kill. And it was a lot of work to get that XP. It took hours upon hours to get levels. I mean, now it's not really the case. You can get like 5,000 XP per kill from one mob if you got the right bonuses, XP rings, and XP just goes so fast. I just don't really see the point in PLs and why it's such like it's so prevalent that people are shouting and wanting to be PL'd. I mean, like I said, I think that you're spending your time somewhere. If you're being PL'd, then you're spending your time farming gil. So that way you can pay for the PL. You're paying for it one way or the other, whether you do it yourself or not. And since it goes so fast, I just don't see why you wouldn't do it. Not to mention, you can make a little bit of money while you're farming anyway. If you set enough records to eminence stuff, you can be making sparks. And as like I've shown with my one mule that I've been leveling, I mean, I'm not really making money because I'm turning around and using that money to upgrade my character, to buy stuff for like the gobby bags, buy some other gear. But I mean, if you already had a lot of this stuff already, you would actually be making some money. And so you're gaining levels yourself, you're gaining experience on just playing the game. Hopefully you're putting yourself in some situations where you're actually, pushing the limits of what you can do, so you're learning the job better. I think that's how you're going to be the best, best that you can be in playing the game. And yeah, I mean, that's about it that I can think. I mean, if anyone has, like I said, an argument, but I don't even know, if you have a reason why you would want to be PL'd, I mean, I can get it. You can literally have someone do the work for you. You can leave and come back, a couple hours later, and bam, you're 99. I can get the desire of that. But again, you're spending time doing something else to get that. Someone's not just doing all that work for you for free. So you need to pay them in some way, whether you're actually buying gil, so you're actually doing something in real life to do it, or you're farming gil elsewhere. So in some way, shape, or form, you're putting time, energy, and effort in, even if you're trying to go minute by minute. Okay, you saved yourself a little bit of time, but is it really worth it? You now have a level 99 job that now you probably have to sit down and take some time to learn, whereas if you were leveling up, you'd know it a little better, and you'd know some things to do, so that way, you wouldn't have to invest that time later. I just don't really see the point. Not to mention, since you're playing a game, isn't the point to play the game, not literally pay someone else to do it? I don't know. That's just my thoughts on power leveling, and it's kind of interesting to see, like I said, how different it's changed. Because, like I said, PLing back in the day, you had someone there while you were playing, just kind of helping you kill the mobs a little faster, just by giving you super cures and tanking you. Now it's literally, let me pay someone so I can AFK and just have my jobs done, and it just doesn't make sense to me. Which that even brings up the point, coming up this month, there's actually going to be increased XP throughout the month is going to be the campaign, which is, again, all the more, I'm sure I'm going to be seeing all kinds of shouts from, different people about PLing, since, it's XPing faster, people trying to, make a quick buck. But I don't get it. I think you should, earn what you get. And like I said, I can see someone make an argument being like, well, I'm earning the money, and so I'm using the money to get PL, but it's just not the same. I think by doing that, you're just making yourself and the community a lower quality community, and I definitely see plenty of people complain about the quality of some players. So I think you should do it yourself. There's satisfaction that goes into it, and there's experience that goes into it. It will make you a better player. I don't care what anyone says. But yeah, so that's my thoughts on that. Feel free to leave a comment. I'd be happy to get into a discussion with anyone about this. Yeah, so that's just my thoughts on PLing. But keep at it, guys. Keep playing, and yeah, may you have success in all you do.